Welcome, AfterBuzzers. You are watching the after show for Luke Cage, episodes 11 and 12, where today we talk about the Bushmaster in crisis, Shade snitches, and Mariah's on the ropes. Stay tuned for more.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, AfterBuzzers? We are back, almost towards the end. Excited to be here with you guys. Again, my name is Shaka Smith, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host.
It's Xia Anderson here.
Oh, your boy Evan Mack. What's going on, y'all?
What's up, guys? This has been a long stretch. We are almost at the finish line.
It's crazy. It's been a long journey.
And they're really packing it up with the action. Like, everything's ramped up. We're getting everything we wanted. Some backstory, some great fight scenes.
Yes.
You know, some unexpected, alliances and then non-alliances real quick. But yeah, we got it all. What did you guys think about these two episodes?
These 11 was my favorite of the whole season. You know, Bushmaster returning. You see him back, further buffering my argument that he's the hero of this season. Shaka. It's a superhero.
I'm really starting to agree with you on that. Like, I've liked him so much as a villain through the whole season, but the more I watch, the more I'm like,
I know he is a murderer.
I know too. But still, I'm kind of on his side. And I really loved the little, I don't know if you'd call this a team up, but I'm calling it a team up. The Luke Cage and Bushmaster team up. They fought side by side for a minute, and I was like,
I dug it, right? Yeah.
Best, because I paid my favorite Wu-Tang song that we just bumped. And it was them together as like my dream. I didn't think that would ever happen.
Yeah.
They fought along. He said, don't kill anybody. And he's about to kill somebody. And he's like, yo, chill.
Grabs him a door, and he's like, stay behind this. And I was like, all right.
I think I love when villains are humanized, and so we really get that humanization. Of course, Jamaica, Kingston, my family. So it was just nice to see that landscape and hear some of the authentic accents that I had been missing because some of the accents weren't so great.
They heard you. They heard your prayers. They took it all the way to Jamaica.
Exactly. I loved it. It was great. But let's get into it. But before we get into it, we got to shout out some people in the chat roll.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ghost. Eddie, because we found out it was Eddie last week. Oh, my goodness. If Ivan's in there, what's up? What's up?
Oh, Ivan's there too?
I think so.
Nice.
I'm anticipating.
Rolling with the punches. I love it, guys. But if you guys, comment. We'd hopefully get back to you. Make sure you guys are watching the chat. I can't see it right now.
Yeah.
And if you guys are out there on iTunes, do not forget that we are a podcast, and we love if you guys give us 5 stars and go and subscribe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let us get into it. Bushmaster is in crisis. He is on the steps of death's door, but we find out he's been there before.
Yes.
What did you guys think about this moment for Bushmaster?
Oh man, listen. It was great because he was willing to blow himself up in order to get free. Like, it just shows you the fearlessness of Bushmaster. If you didn't already know he was fearless, this kind of drives the point home. He's in really bad shape. I just like to see that you get the final piece to the Bushmaster puzzle on what really drives him, what he's really been through since he's a child. Yeah, and it's hard not to root for him though. You gotta just take yourself away from it for 5 seconds and imagine you being in his situation and how you would feel coming back to something that you are entitled to and how you would act. Yeah. And so I just think it's very interesting to see that angle. And I was listening to Theo Rossi play Shades. He was like, this show blurs your allegiances, like your moral high ground. Even the guy playing Shades is like, we're making the show so it's like, who do we really root for here? Like, and it's so you're not wrong for liking Bushmaster is what he was trying to say. So it just kind of challenges your allegiance a little bit.
It's almost the same way that people don't know if Luke Cage is a hero or if he's a vigilante or a thug. You just don't know where you fall because you see different parts of these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's also, I like that they do that because it's very realistic. Yeah. Nothing is ever that black and white.
Yeah.
And I was having the entire thing I was watching and thinking how it would be to be Bushmaster. I couldn't help myself.
Seriously.
Yeah. Like, they do a great job of putting you in that.
Oh God,
that space, and you see how you can see his hatred for Mariah is, to me, a little bit more justified when I'm sorry, I can't help it. The snottiness
from the jump,
like she was hating on your boy even then.
Yeah. I didn't even like that little girl.
I was like, yo, she's never been. Oh,
yeah. So you see that, and then it just all of it. I could not help but put myself in Bushmaster's place.
Yeah.
And that's how you start rooting for him.
And it was like, do they know that? Like that, they had the interaction back in the day because it seemed to me she didn't know who he was when they met.
Right.
So does she remember that she treated him like that?
Probably not.
I
bet you it was to her. She doesn't see him as a person.
He's like the help.
Just like, you're the help. Give me my soda.
Yeah. Insane. But we finally get to really see Mabel. We've heard of this, this matriarch, but we never see her, and she turns out to be a bad mama.
Like you get a taste of her in the first season a little bit, but you don't know to what extent. Yeah. She is savage.
Yes. When she burns it down, when she walks away and says to Bushmaster, "Sorry, kid," and keeps, I was like, whoa.
She not only burned this place down, she burned it down with Bushmaster rum.
Yeah,
like that's like poetic. That's where he gets his theatricality from. Like he gets that from her. Like it's just to see Mama Mabel and what she's created and the environment she's created, and she's dead wrong when they're having the whole scene with the attorneys.
Yeah,
and the young version of your boy. And it's like you see that and you're like, oh my goodness, she's dead wrong here.
Yeah, yep.
And it's just
doesn't care because she wants it all.
Yeah.
Oh man, and then I guess we get that. That Tilda is really, she's starting to become invested in Bushmaster. And I guess she doesn't really have much to lose since her mom doesn't want her.
Yeah, seriously. And I think it's interesting because it shows how human she is. She's like, wow, that was horrible. I can't believe they did that to you. And even her mother being her mother isn't enough to stop her from helping Bushmaster. She empathizes with him that much. Yeah. I mean, granted, her mom did just tell her she hated her.
Yeah.
But still.
but part of her feels like she kind of owes him for the mother's sins, even if that makes sense. Like she's like, okay, I kind of owed to help this guy because they've taken everything away from him. Yeah. And the least I can do is try to mend him and get this nightshade up in him, and hopefully he can just like not die. And like not even thinking about killing the mom. Like, hopefully he just doesn't die here, you know what I mean? Because he's on death's door.
Right.
But if he does that too, then it is what it is.
Yeah, and it's certainly, to me, Tilda is really got no more allegiance to her mom. We see her at the gravesite visiting Cornell.
Yes.
Even kind of knowing how Cornell taunted her mom about the situation. She still has this love for Cornell.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think Tilda might be quite the problem in her side very shortly.
Yeah.
Man. And then we get Shades. And this is just like, so Shades now, he's decided he's full turncoat. And this is what I did not see coming.
This one.
Because there are rules.
And he's breaking, and it's like he knows what the rules are apparently because he always is stating the rules, but he's like, okay, you know what? Okay, so I guess I didn't. This mean nothing to you. Didn't listen. Not listening to me. Not doing what I asked you to do. This whole situation, like I gotta. You know what? She gotta go.
Yeah.
Because now he's starting to realize she's more of a threat to the hood. Than actually building the hood up. That's what he's like. You could tell Shades. That's why. Because Shades has so many opportunities to leave.
Yeah.
Shades, like I was saying last week, Shades strikes me as a guy that has money stashed away.
Yeah.
Like Shades could probably pick up and go somewhere, but he likes the hood.
So he.
And he doesn't want anyone to upset the apple cart.
And I think he legitimately loves Mariah.
God, yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think you see the way he shows disappointment, not disappointment, but when he's having his sort of struggle, and Mariah is like, "Where's my Shades? Where's the guy that I thought would be fine with the killing?" So you see that struggle for him.
Yeah, and I think also that the reason that he turns her in is because he can't bring himself to kill her. So I definitely think that he has, because he could just kill her. She's in the game. That wouldn't be against the rules. It's just knocking out a mob boss.
Close.
Yeah.
He almost did.
He came very close.
In fact, I thought she was dead for a second.
But boy, that was a bit of hatred there. When she brought up Comanche, some of that hatred came out because he's like, you're not worth it.
Yeah.
And he left. Like he's like, you're not even worth it. So like there's a bit of hatred there, I think, with the love.
See, for me, I had a problem with that scene because I don't think he would have put his hands on her. But B, if he did, I think he would have killed her.
He would have killed her.
Yeah, so that's why that didn't work for me. Did it work for you, that scene?
It didn't work for me that he walked away.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to kill her.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh, she's about to be dead.
Yeah. I do like the way that Mariah wasn't like, she wasn't too upset about getting choked out though.
That was
she
my
kinda
favorite
was like,
part.
Yeah, just the way she handled it.
That redeemed the scene to me. She said, "You don't walk away from me." He just tried to kill.
Like this ain't over.
Go.
Yeah.
It's like this ain't over. I'm like, man, she is full Mama Mabel right now. Maybe they don't play, man. I'm like, Lord.
Yeah, I really was impressed by that. But we get Shades, and now Shades has decided to go to the cops and work with them, and they're going to give him a plea deal, essentially. What did you guys think about them deciding to cut a deal with Shades?
Honestly, I feel like it wasn't that bad. I feel like Shades compared to Mariah is definitely one of the lesser evils.
Yeah.
Even though Misty clearly hates him and does not want to offer him that deal, I was kind of like, come on, dude.
And
like,
they're going to still try to get him on the federal charges.
Right,
The plan is like we're still going to get this guy, just not on these the state charges.
Yeah, number one goal is to get Mariah. Like, they've been trying so hard.
Yeah.
Like they know Shades is like the key. He's been with her. He knows everything.
Except Shades is the guy that probably physically killed at least 50 people.
Oh, God.
At least, yeah.
Like she directed him, but you are the...
Yeah.
So it's sort of a balancing test, if you will. But we get the connection with the revolver that they're starting to piece together, and it looks like that might be the beginning of the downfall. What did you guys think about them kind of picking up on that piece?
That family heirloom.
Yeah, why is she shooting people with the family heirloom?
The Mama Mabel special, man. It's like that. It's literally just that insult. Well, we want you to know a Stokes has killed you and what they killed you with, and it's one of those things that really might come back and haunt you. It could have been all that. Could have been through that gun away. To have it still around. It's arrogance.
And it was so important to her. She had to keep it. She was like, "Oh, we got to make sure we have this gun," and she's just like, "Why?"
Like clutches that thing. Like that thing is everything to her.
And I think that's it, because it never made any sense to me that she's using this, but it's the arrogance. It's the arrogance that I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And of course, she likes the poetry of it all.
That's what it really is too.
And it's the gun that killed Peter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to literally set the tone for Cottonmouth being who he was instead of being this phenomenal musician. Probably would have went to Juilliard. You know what I mean? He'd have been like, I just always see that. I'm like, oh my gosh, he'd have been like an amazing like musician. In that moment right there, that gun.
And we did have a moment of, I guess, connection that we talked about with Bushmaster and Luke at the morgue. And so, was that a good scene for you guys? Did you like that scene? I mean, it was tragic, really.
Every one of those scenes, like them together, man. I love that they put them together enough scenes that there's a really good dynamic. When these are mortal enemies right now, and then it's kind of like this truce because there's been a serious tragedy. There's a woman in mourning. There's a woman who lost her husband, and it's that moment where he is sympathizing with Bushmaster. Yeah. And it's one of those things like, I'm not even worried about taking you in right now.
Yeah.
Next time it's on, but right now he had that little heart to heart. I'm telling you, they have more in common than Luke Cage likes to admit. That's my only problem with Luke in this season.
Yeah.
He acting like he's above Bushmaster, bro, but not really, though.
But he's got this whole Boy Scout thing going that Mariah even touches on. Like, I know you're going to be there because you're a Boy Scout.
Yeah. But she's like, I'm counting on it.
Yeah. She's like, that's my favorite part of our relationship.
Seriously.
What do you guys think about that quality of his character? You sound annoyed.
No,
yeah, it bothered me a little bit.
A little bit. I know it shouldn't, but it does. Like, you just, because you go back and forth, and I've said this before, I think on Marvel TV Weekly, where you have to work within the law to kind of bring people down.
Yes.
But there's certain instances where that doesn't necessarily work, and is it really worth keeping these people alive?
Yeah.
Really?
When they've killed so many people.
They're not good people.
Yeah.
The world's going to miss them?
It's like Bushmaster's a necessary evil. I'm like, why don't you just let this man cook? Y'all can get him after. Let him cook the meal and eat the meal, and then y'all can arrest him while he's digesting the meal. Hey, man, goodness.
But on the other hand, like it's funny. It's easy for me to say that when it's a TV show, but could you really take someone's life? And so maybe that's that part of Luke Cage is like he can't actually physically kill somebody, and that's just doesn't have anything to do with the fact that they don't necessarily deserve to die. It's just that he personally can't kill.
But he can let them die, though. But
he
steps in to make sure they're not dying. Just let it happen.
Yeah. Seriously. Come on, man.
And let's not get it twisted, man, because they kind of gloss over. He critically injures people, though.
He does.
He's throwing people up on ceilings and stuff like that. He's breaking arms like that. So, like I said, he's not absolved from all his things that he's done. Like, he is the hero in the comic and in the show. But, like, Bushmaster's his mission is righteous, though. Yeah. For whatever reason, however he's doing it, is still a righteous mission.
Yeah.
We also get what looks like it might be our last interaction with Tilda and Mariah when she admits to what she did. What did you guys think about that interaction? Do you think that finally severs any possible hope of reconciliation?
Well, and I also really think that that's Mariah being like, I don't care about you at all. She's like, what do you mean kill that? Give the order. I pulled the trigger. She's
Mariah. Yeah. May, why you had to say that?
That's what I mean. Like, she is done with her daughter, and I thought she was using her, and that was just
plays no games.
Yeah. And she didn't think Tilda might be like, have a wire, or might because clearly, like, the last thing you told her was, I don't love you, and now she's back again.
True.
She said, "What? She was there. I lit the mat." I'm like, Lord. Man. Lord, have mercy.
She is done.
But I again, my favorite part of this was the flashbacks. We got some really great flashbacks again, and what kind of set us up for why Bushmaster is Bushmaster.
Right.
And to see that not only do they take his mom's life and burn down their stuff, but Uncle Pete came back
to murder a kid.
A child.
2 years later is just trying to sell some fruit.
I say before and I say it again. How do y'all want me to root against this kid?
Seriously.
Guys, I'm sorry if that was their intent. I don't think that's their intention at all. Actually, I'm pretty sure they do want you to like figure out who you're rooting against and rooting for. Like, there's no way after that. I'm like, wait a minute, and he survived death?
Because there's no reason. Did I miss this? Why did he go back to kill him?
That's just Mama Mabel doing what she does. Like, no, I want you to kill that kid because he had a claim.
Yeah.
Because of what's happening right now.
Yep. This is exactly what they wanted to prevent.
See, because one of the things is like Mabel, even when she burns down the thing, I was like somewhat redeemable because she says, "I'm sorry, kid." To some degree. There's some
the way she said it though, she's like, "Yeah, sorry."
Yeah, but you figure like she could have killed him right now, but she's like, "Nah."
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that she didn't kill him. Maybe she has some qualms with killing a kid, so she sent someone else to do. I don't mind if he dies. I just can't be the one to kill him.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow.
Tying up Ed said, like, you're tying up loose ends. That's exactly what she was doing. But at the same time, but that's when you realize like the toughness of him, and you see the birth of the Bushmaster. Like, but he survived the gunshot. He survived getting taken through a jungle, up like a mountain, like then the nightshade thing. Like this dude's supposed to be here.
Yeah, and it leads us to that Nightshade. Nightshade's almost like another character.
Yeah.
The way Nightshade is so prominent in everything, and we finally get the history behind it. And I was telling Evan earlier that this was the first time I heard that real nice, authentic accent from the healer. It was when you're Jamaican and you hear that accent from back home, you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so it's so nice. And I love the way they cut the scenes, too, when you see him as a kid and him coming to...
when he was like coming back.
Yeah.
Like when he was like come back from death and they come back from death.
Yeah.
That was really good.
What did you guys think of the discussion about magic and science and... the interplay between the two?
Oh, I loved that because realistically, magic, science is explaining magic.
Yeah.
I mean, think about hundreds of thousands of years ago when humans were, thinking that the sky was a god.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the sun was a god. And we grow up and we're like, oh, this is a, star that's keeping the planet warm.
Yeah.
It's crazy how science, the more it comes along and more it explains other things.
Because
I like that they brought that in.
Yeah,
because they were like off, but not really, because the sun is keeping us here and stuff like that. So it's not like they were actually wrong. They just didn't know. Yeah.
So you have to have something to explain it, right?
Yeah, I love that they try to keep things grounded, where they can try to make things make sense,
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe the Iron Fist is a thing that we'll be able to explain, 100 years from now, scientifically.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's my favorite part of it.
Yeah, I like that.
And before we go any further, we want to make sure you guys are enjoying your favorite shows with us. And I think you have a word.
I do. Hey, AfterBuzzers! Our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows. From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there is no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. If you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans, and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. And then I want to go back to some of the scenes that we have in Harlem. The carnival parade for me. I don't know, do you guys know what carnival is? Yeah, we have it here in Hollywood.
I haven't ever actually been to one of those.
Really?
A lot of people have it, to be honest with you. I haven't. I just know it's a cultural thing that a lot of people I know. So I'm in PAs. A lot of people I know go up to the New York one.
Yeah.
And they even when they had like the Puerto Rican Pride Parade and stuff like that. Like New York, I love when they show those elements in New York though.
Yeah.
Because New York it's a hell of a city and they have a lot of things.
And such like a melting pot of different cultures, and they're really showing that off. And I just thought it was like a nice element to see visually, Yeah,
because it wasn't because those weren't actors. If you could tell, they filmed it during the real carnival.
Yeah.
So I thought it was kind of cool that they just got to film it during the show.
Yeah, and give it some real life.
Yeah,
so that was nice. And then we see Misty now has a dual role, and she's kind of struggling with because she's a gritty cop, but you got to be the face, and that's how it works. What do you guys think about her balancing that role?
It's going to be, I feel like if she does take this position, moving forward, it's going to be really tough for her because you're right. She likes to be out in the streets. She wants to be doing.
She's got a bionic arm.
Right, exactly.
She don't want no desk.
It'd be a waste to not use that. But having to stay back and answer, that's not Misty. Yeah. And I feel like that's going to be really tough for her. And I'm thinking that might be a reason that she possibly turns down that job.
But it does give her like autonomy, no one's going to be like, hey, you can't do this,
True. True.
And she's always getting in trouble for stuff she cannot do.
Internal Affairs, anyone next season?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like she's never going to be behind a desk. You have to like wild horses can't keep her behind a desk. You know what I mean? So it's like she's going through that struggle when she's been hanging around Luke long enough to know like he does get things done.
Yeah.
He is handling business like by skirting the law. So I think she goes back and forth with that, and I think she's leaning towards the Luke Cage side.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how she's able to deal with those pressures. We get now this Bushmaster drug now that's on the street as a way to kind of draw him out. What a crazy scene that was. I almost thought I was watching a different show when it kind of first starts, that party scene.
That was really weirred.
That's Mariah trying to insult Bushmaster and trying to disrespect him and rile him up, but she doesn't know he's like going through some things right now. So he's like, he doesn't even really know, but it's her really in her groove now. Yeah. She's as untouchable as she ever been in the streets, and she's really trying to drive that point home.
But Mariah's on the ropes when her moves are going to put together Luke Cage and Bushmaster. That they're going to make them join forces. And again, that was another time he could have let Bushmaster die, but he's like, no, get behind me.
Can't help himself.
I was thinking you can't just kind of move out of the way and let one bullet go.
Right in the head. Take care of your whole problem.
Were you frustrated by that at all?
No, I liked it. Just because I loved that team up, and I loved that they were working together for that briefest of moments. I was like, ooh, because you could see what they could be. They would be an awesome team.
Yes.
They would be such a cool team.
Another addition to the Defenders.
Yeah.
Why not?
Bushmaster. They would have to be. That would be the one that everybody would constantly be like, Bushmaster, stop! Before he murders everyone. Everyone would be like, stop.
Oh, somebody, Star Juice said, he goes, shh, Zia not much of a fan of Cloak and Dagger.
I'm not. No, sorry.
Clearly, you've let your opinions
I have.
You got beef with Cloak and Dagger, man.
And yeah, they know.
We got to talk a little bit about Shades and I guess the emotional confession scene.
Oh yeah. He was cocky in that though. Yeah. That was annoying me a little bit. I was like, Shades, calm yourself. God, and he made his attorney just leave the room. He didn't even care.
Get the stuff and what did he say to her? Oh, smooth.
Yeah,
like girl, bye.
Something about just get out, basically.
Oh my God.
Fine, then leave.
Yeah. Shades, man, that's the thing he does. He's fearless though. Yeah. And he has all kinds of things going. I think he got like PTSD. He got like homosexual issues. He got to work out. He's in love with Mariah. He's about to go to jail. He's a burner. Like he got a lot of stuff going on. So I think that was like his last thing. Like I'm still Shades, man. Let's not get it twisted. I don't need a lawyer. I don't need anybody.
For me, I'm still just I can't believe he's breaking the street code. He's been about the code.
Like the number one code of all street.
And I'm not for the street code in real life, but when it comes to television, I'm for the street code. No snitching.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, 'cause in the street, like you can murder 50 people, but if you snitch, you way worse.
So I was not for that. But there was that moment when Comanche's mom, he realizes that.
That was rough.
They ain't had to bring her to the police. Yeah. Why they do that to my man Shades? I love Shades, man. You're not supposed to love Shades, but I love him. I was like, why she do? What? Spit in his face, and you can see that look in his eyes. He's like, oh my God, I did kill your son and my best friend, and so on and so forth. I was like, y'all could have did without that. Why y'all gotta do that to me, man? I want Shades to just get off like scot free, man. I just want to see Shades somewhere like on the island, just sipping something cool with his sunglasses on, right?
Yeah,
see, we're not bad people here, panel. Listen, Shaka. I just want him to let's chill, man. Get out the hood, man, and just relax.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like they were so close, him and Mariah. They were so close. Yeah. And all they had to do was just walk away.
Just walk away, man.
But now she wants the drug trade. She wants this trade, and she wants to make sure everyone's in. But ultimately, we see that is her undoing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not entirely surprising. It was clear that they didn't really want to work with her.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where they agreed in the end, but I kind of have a feeling they were like, we haven't done this. Why are we doing this now? So...
What do you guys think about how Mariah gets taken down?
I did like the touch because it was coming. It was a long time coming.
Yeah.
There's a couple things in comics that a lot of people don't know. Don't like ruining things for people. Like the character that Tilda plays is a very prominent character in the Marvel universe, and that was like her coming out party. Yeah. Of being one of the mainstays in the Marvel universe. For the people they're not into the comics, they're setting up something great with her. Yeah. And one of her first moments was to take her mom out. Yeah. You know, and I think it's really cool to see the beginning of something that a lot of people are going to be excited about. That's how I know they got to do season 3.
Yeah.
She's not the best. she's not the best, and it's really cool.
You can see that creeping in a little bit here too. Even though she still is a good person, it seems, but there are absolutely moments where you see that future her coming out a little bit.
Well, I mean, just the circumstances of what she's been through in the last few episodes. You know, she already had a strained relationship with mom. Now she finds out she's the product of incestuous rape.
Oh my God!
And her mom doesn't even love her. Yeah. You know, like she's just getting it from all sides. Wow. And then she finds out her mom killed like Cornell, and
she found out the man who she thought was her father is not, and that he was actually a gay man, which is, I mean, she was based her whole life on the fact that that was her father, and she was following in his footsteps.
Yes.
Yeah. And Mariah just decides now is the time to really, you know. I guess it was a critical situation, so.
True. Like I said, and she's been asking for the truth. That's what I'm saying earlier. Like, she was asking for the truth. Like, I just don't think she expected that.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
you know
who
what I mean?
would?
No, absolutely
like, your
not.
uncle or my uncle is your father.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What family am I in?
Oh, by the way, I hate you as well. So.
Yeah.
And also,
Truth.
Great.
Oh my God. Well, I didn't know Tilda from the comics, but already I had a feeling like this was going to bring about an uglier person. So I didn't know she was going to go dark. But you guys were saying
she's a really cool character in the MCU. It's dope.
Man,
it's dope.
It'll be interesting to see that evolution. What do you guys think about Luke and his emotional evolution?
I think when he finally connected with his father. It's kind of getting him back to the place he was at. But he's going in a different place though. They're going in an interesting direction with the show. I can tell. But I do like to see that he's come because he's been getting on my damn nerves this season. We just put it out there, and everybody act like he hasn't been. But I know he's been bothering a lot of people.
Oh,
that's
I've
watching
seen
the show.
some comments. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, a lot of people are annoyed with.
He's been pissing people off, man.
Luke Cage,
so I need him to come back to the Luke that I know and love. You know what I mean? Because you get out of Bushmaster's way, bro.
Maybe we'll get that with Claire. Maybe Claire will be the one to bring him back.
Yeah, she's the one I think that can bring this dude back down.
Because I'm still waiting for a Misty and Luke, like full on, you know.
Might be something there.
Yeah, you never know.
Because do you guys feel that?
Well, I'm trying to be good here. I did see the finale, so I don't want to I'm. So much, guys.
Well, I mean, I felt it definitely a lot first season and then earlier in this season. And then now you just kind of go, well, Claire's just not here.
Yeah,
you know?
and it doesn't. There's not much Claire influence except for the one episode where she sends Danny to check on him, and I was kind of expecting her to possibly come back, but it's looking like she's not going to now.
Yeah, and Danny even says, you know why, but Claire won't let me tell you why.
Right, and he says it. I love how he says it so ominously. He's like, you know why, and then he goes, I mean, that's what she said to say. I don't know.
So yeah, I want to see more of Claire. I think he needs Claire as a person, a man, individual.
Oh yeah.
And so it makes me wonder if he'll stay the Boy Scout that he's been for so long.
I feel like what is it with absolute power?
Corrupts
absolutely, yeah. And I feel like we're seeing that a little bit. Like he's still a great person. You see him really trying to fight it, but it's one of those things where maybe you can't help it.
Yeah, because what you see pushed, even I think the top of one of the episodes where all the people are asking questions like, Luke, what's going on? You constantly hear you're not using your powers in the right way.
Right.
And he gets that from everyone. Even Mariah tells him you're not using your powers in the right way. So clearly people are picking up on the fact that this dude is kind of unsettled. He's almost like Danny Rand season 1, right?
Yes.
So true.
Yes.
So he doesn't really have a direction. Maybe could be drawn in a different way. Do you guys think that he might find a different path?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can absolutely see that because you're right. He has no idea what he's doing. He has nothing grounding him. He has no backbone. He's just now reconnected with his father, but as far as having anyone there to kind of have his back, he doesn't really.
Yeah, and he hasn't killed anyone yet, right?
No, right? No.
And so I keep wondering, is he going to kill someone by mistake or on purpose, and will that kind of like...
It's possible, though.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it's easy to get on your high horse with Bushmaster running amok because you've never taken a life, though, because of a cause.
Yeah.
Like, so if that ever happened, that would change the dynamic with Luke Cage a little bit.
Yeah, because he seems to me in a fragile place, even though he projects his strength. But it looks like any one thing could kind of knock over the house of cards.
And it doesn't help also that Harlem turned on him so quickly.
Yeah.
It's hard enough living your life in the limelight. I think this was maybe a couple of episodes ago, or maybe just one, but people are being like, what are you going to do about it? Like walking up and just demanding things from him. Yeah. That annoyed me a little bit. I was like, come on, guys.
But you know what? I think it was like a sign of the times. They keep putting like those like, you know, when you have social media influencers, people feel really like they can just approach them because they feel approachable. Because it's like, I see you on Instagram, you know, Danny found on the Harlem Heroes app.
Yeah,
you know?
that was funny.
But that is the reality of the day, you know?
Yeah.
So you can't really be a superhero that's like aloof, you know what I mean?
That's what I kind of like about that dynamic of they bringing the social media, this era that we're in. Because, like, that's why, like, Foggy was like, you should try to wear a mask. He's like, yo, I'm 6'2" in black, 6'3" in black. So I can't. He's like, you should try. Because if you're wearing a mask, they can't roll up on you like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
however, with that one, I was like, you can't. There's a bulletproof man. Like, people aren't going to guess this Luke Cage even if he has a mask
I
on.
just went to your barber shop.
That's what was so funny. I was like, no, he can't wear a mask now.
Way too late.
That's over.
Yeah.
Man, what else do we have? Oh, then we had just some of the music in this episode was really good. We played some at the top. What was that? Wu-Tang Clan. How do you guys like the music in this episode? We got some great classics too.
Yeah, it was fire, man. Because it's like it's that hood music, that's that New York music. Like a lot of all the 5 boroughs, they have different types of artists. You know, like Brooklyn and Queens and Staten Island, and like to hear like the Wu-Tang into one of my favorite fight scene in the season. You know, him and Bushmaster, because it's one of those raw songs, one of those hard songs. So I really like that. It's my favorite episode. Those are my 2 favorite episodes. These 2.
And they were juxtaposed because in episode 11 you get like 5 or 6 reggae songs.
Yeah.
And then episode 12 was like 7 hip hop songs. So they really showed the different scenes.
Yeah, well, and it set the tone for each one. I love that, and it really brings you in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It does a great job of that. They did a great job with the music choices. Goodness.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And just back to that, back to the Bushmaster fight scene with Luke Cage. Did you enjoy that scene? Did you like them teaming up together?
I really did. I really did. I enjoyed that. And I think somebody else brought this up. Was it on our show last week that Bushmaster's doing capoeira?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now when I see it, I'm like, oh my God.
He was doing capoeira.
He was doing that Brazilian style. It was really cool that they it's kind of like showing you that he picked up certain things as before he got back to New York. Yeah. It's kind of like without explaining it, you're like, okay, he has different fighting styles.
Well, you remember, I think when he was studying the tape of Luke Cage and he's kind of training, you see him kind of like doing that.
So I like seeing the contrast of the way he fights with Luke Cage, who's just brute force, really.
Yes.
Yeah. So I liked that.
Yes.
I thought that was great.
Very fluid in his movements. Yeah. So I really like that style choice they picked for his fighting skills.
And I know we like to do let's do our news because we do have a little bit of Marvel news.
Yeah. Well, I know.
AfterBuzz.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get you that drop.
Sorry,
I got you the
sorry.
drop.
I almost forgot. How dare I? I know that Daredevil and Jessica Jones are approved for a season 3. Yeah. So I'm feeling that it's only a matter of time before we get a season 3 of Luke Cage. I don't see how they can't.
So yes.
Yeah.
And I hope it gets some more crossovers.
Yes, I would love to see some of that. And I know that I had spoke about this before. I wanted to see some of the Daughters of the Dragon, and there wasn't. Yeah. So maybe they can put that in another show. I'd love that. It doesn't necessarily have to be its own show, but if they could put that dynamic into maybe another Defenders or Defender season 2.
Like I think you're gonna get what you want there because the shows are doing so well, and they're like what's so crazy about the MCU. The MCU is like they're very strategic in what they do. Like what separates DC and Marvel is DC like comes up with they have like fake cities. Yeah, you see this thing like when Marvel changes the game is their cities are very human. Yes. Like Spider-Man's in that hood for goodness sakes. Yeah. Like you know it's not a part of the show, but he like lives you know what I mean from Queens. So like it's like and then you got like Captain America from Brooklyn. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's why stylistically like they took off the mask of Iron Fist. Yeah. Like I think stylistically because they wanted to get that realness, especially of today's day.
Yeah, and the crossovers make more sense because all those characters you're naming, they're all in New York. Yeah. So it's like you can always cross them over. Yeah.
It would always be odd if they weren't running into each other every now and then, right?
And there are so many comics that do that. I mean, literally, Daredevil and Spider-Man work together. Like there are so many. I mean, I know they wouldn't do that because that's big screen, small screen.
But still,
there's so many things that you can do with that. I mean, this could go on for years. I hope it does.
I know. I'm super excited to like be living in the comic book, movie, TV explosion era.
It's so great.
Because I remember growing up, like we didn't have that. No. You know, I literally just had to read the comics.
Yeah. And watch like the '90s cartoons. Yeah. That's where it started for me. Was X-Men animated series.
Oh, and that Spider-Man animated series was amazing.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it's still fire. I still watch a couple episodes every now and then we gotta do our little "Did you see it coming?"
Yeah.
So did you guys see the Bushmaster team up coming with Luke Cage?
No.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Not a cool fight sequence, though. Not like, okay, let's do this real quick. All right, I still hate you. You know, but like, no, I really didn't. I just thought it was one of those things where what could have been.
Yeah.
Like if you guys could be the dopest heroes ever. Like when they're on that bridge and they're on that bridge and he goes, oh man, you and I could, you know, we can run this city. Like, I don't know why you fighting me right now. It looks like because I'm on my high horse for this season. You know, so like it's one of those things. So it was like, you know what I mean? Like so it was really cool. So I did not see it coming at all. I can admit that.
Yeah, no, I didn't either. That was one of those ones that because I feel like, because you're right, Luke was on his high horse so much, he's like, you've killed people.
Seriously.
So yeah, I saw it being of them fighting more than them fighting together. That's why when it happened, I was like, yes!
And were there any other surprises for you guys?
Ooh.
Mariah's drug trade.
Mariah's drug
trade. Yeah, because the Stokes don't sell drugs.
Yeah.
And we see Mariah get really haunted by some of her demons, or not her, you know, her deceased relatives.
Mm-hmm. And I wasn't expecting at all.
She once again, she just does what she's killing this season.
Yeah.
Oh man, you gotta know when people like that don't get awards for shows.
Yeah,
man.
that was a scene, right?
She's too good, man. It's like all her demons are talking at her, and she's going at it. I mean, she's literally losing her damn mind.
She's yelling at an empty room.
Yeah, because they're so ingrained in her who she is. And even like her perception of her uncle is like still is arrogant though. Yeah. He's still like that guy. Like, hey, but you still looking good. You always look good to me. Like still like that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man.
And what I love just about the character and Alfre Woodard, you notice her accent has changed. You know, she started off very like from
now it's very New York.
She don't give a flip. You a heifer, and let's get this down.
That's so true.
You're right. Her swagger?
That is the correct word.
Has gone
way
up.
Oh my gosh, off the charts right now, man.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me a little bit. They keep saying the Nightshade doesn't heal, but it reveals.
Yeah.
And it was like, it kind of revealed her character. It revealed whatever he's got going on inside. That I hope they explain that some more about the whole revealing, because he obviously has some sort of supernatural healing power.
His inner strength, he has an inner strength, man, that never say die type thing. And that Nightshade, I think, like, recognizes that. Yeah. Like, this kid is a warrior. Yeah. Just like they say, I think Anansi even says that, or he says he's a warrior. Like, he's not gonna die easy.
And it's like, that Nightshade reveals him, and the entire time he's calling her Stokes, and now it reveals her, because she's now calling herself Stokes. You know what I mean?
Like, I told y'all.
You were Stokes.
I was also kind of wondering if he is a mutant, possibly. Just within this, I know in the comics he's not, but within this universe, if he is, because I know with Cloak and Dagger, you find out, not a fan of Cloak and Dagger comics. You find out that
let me be clear.
You find out that the reason that they got shut up with drugs and the reason that they turned into Cloak and Dagger is because they were actually mutants, and that's why they survived.
Because they keep hinting that he's got some special predisposition.
Yeah. And I wonder if it's something like that. I wonder if that might be something that they possibly explore.
Yeah, for me, that's, I guess, if we were doing predictions, my only prediction would be that there's going to be something more to his underlying ability.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see and to find out. Do you guys have any more thoughts about these 2 episodes?
So much happened.
Yeah, so much was going on. Like Shade's doing what he does to kind of surprise me a little bit. It did though.
Shade.
He's because I think he's hurt though. I think it's more. I think he's getting a little emotional. So he thought irrationally, I want to see it all burn down now. I don't even care anymore.
It's just when characters have an ethos that I buy, and then to see them betray that ethos, that's what gets me. Like Shade, I bought his loyalty to the streets. I bought the loyalty to the code. You know, Mariah to me would be. Actually, she's more loyal to that code than anyone, really.
She really is.
But if anyone, I thought she's very she always watches out for herself, so she might be the first to like jump ship. But no, she's way more loyal.
I actually thought that. I thought she was going to be the first to jump ship, and there were little hints at it too, where she's like,
so she's like, Shades, don't worry about Shades.
Yeah.
Like, when she was like,
yeah, she can take care of himself.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, Mariah. And I think with Shades too, though, a lot of it, or what I think is that he realized that after she did that he wasn't going to be able to get out with her. I think he really did want out of that life. And when he realized that wasn't going to happen and she was just going to possibly drag him down, he was like, well, this is it. I have to get out now.
Once you got $300 million and you're not selling the club or not leaving,
he's like, all right.
Okay. And he told,
it's like exit strategy now.
For real.
I'm still confused. How did he not convince her to give him some of that money?
I think Shay just when everything blows down, like, I'll get my cut. I think he's that confident in their bond that because he even mentions it, like, how can I use some of my share to buy this club from you? So like he's already just thinking like she's gonna break me off the piece. I'm like, you could just do me Chase Quick Pay or something. You can put that in my account. We got you got PayPal me some of that.
I think he could have got he could have got a little PayPal and dipped. He didn't have to go to the police. For real.
Shay's got a little money, man. He strikes me as that street smart guy. They got a little safe, little stash. Like, not her money.
I don't think he got money.
You don't think he got no money? You think he just broke?
Yeah. I mean, I think he was taken care of. I think he always felt like Mariah's money was his money. Like, in terms of she's not giving, she's going to take care of him. She'll take care of him.
Right.
But
you don't think he has any, like, money, like runaway money? Like
Exactly. He might have some money, but not runaway money. Because I would assume he would have just ran away.
I was thinking that, but I was also wondering if it's possible that the reason he didn't run away, because he's said in previous episodes, if you're not holding it, it's not real. In reference to money. So I'm also wondering if it's maybe because he didn't feel safe with Mariah being in the neighborhood that he loves so much. So he's like, I actually have to take her down.
He loves Harlem, man, and he doesn't like the way she's leaving Harlem.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, he knows he can't just stay in Harlem and do nothing and be on the outs with Mariah. Right. She'll probably come for you at some point.
Right.
Yeah. So, we have an exciting episode 13. Like, I'm super excited about it.
Like,
and we're gonna actually get to discuss just one episode. So we're gonna get to really dig deep on some good stuff. So, guys, please join us next week for our recap of episode 13. We might have a special surprise for you for a second hour. Again, my name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
Oh, I'm Xia Anderson. You can find me. Sorry, I got so caught up in yours. I was like, what? And what else? You can find me on Instagram at Xia_Land. It's XIA_LAND.
Oh, it's your boy Evan T. Mack, Instagram and Twitter. Holla at your boy.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.